Hey, Mandy. An acorn. Oh boy. Alright, 5 minutes are up. Yeah. Alright, any minute now. There we go. Faster than usual. Alright, I'm not 100% there, but we're gonna wing it anyway. I had to go and painstakingly for an hour straight get to where I was the last time because the save isn't compatible with the old version of Rempe because of their update. And I hope they don't do something like this again. Because it sucked. Time for pizza. Yeah, I hope so. I guess we got here too early. There's no one in here. I think I'll ask my uncle for a coffee. Good idea. I need some energy as well. We just phase in. We get to the small kitchen and there he was, the chef, reading his recipe book while sitting on a stool. Uncle, can you brew us some coffee? I noticed a second pair of bowls next to the ones we left earlier. Your face looks shiny. I feel fully rested. That's good. A coffee for the two lovebirds, then. We both get frozen on the spot. Uncle! The chef just laughs while brewing the coffee. By the way, Giovannido, I made 2 more pizza doughs since they were easy to make. I think they'd be good for the night crew. I mean, who wouldn't want pizza, right? Would fish be a good topping for it? Anchovies. I have a couple of small fishes I didn't use for the soup. I don't think it would taste good, but we can try anyway. I like fish. Fish is always good. I'll cut slices for it. The coffee pot boils in the background, making the chef turn around to get it off of the stove. Here you go. He pours coffee into 2 mugs in front of us and then leaves the coffee pot on top of a piece of wood to cool down. Drink it fast so we can start working. To think this is the same person who didn't want to experiment with food in his kitchen. Ugh. The days are slowly getting colder. I feel a shiver run down my spine just like last night. Luckily, the coffee warms me up in no time. It's getting cold earlier these days. Yeah. I finished my coffee in no time, feeling the warm dark fluid going down my throat. Okay, time to get to work then. I get inside the small kitchen while Nila and the chef watch me with curiosity. As I lift the smooth, elastic dough from its resting place, I can feel its supple texture under my hands. It's warm and slightly springy, a testament to the yeast's magic during its rest. Could you throw some flour on the table? The chef does as he's told. Well, does as he's told, watching me work the dough. Oh. Hey, Dr. Coconut. I just imagine that video of the guy swinging around dough like a mace in the kitchen. With each fold and turn, it responds eagerly, its gluten strands aligning perfectly to my touch. Finally, a flat surface. It has to look like this. Then we put the tomato sauce into the oven. And the toppings? Later, otherwise the cheese would get burnt. Gotcha. After the 4 pizzas are done, we put the toppings on each one. Nila, who was just watching until now, started decorating her pizza with olives and small slices of ham while humming a song. While the chef was also decorating his pizza, he whispered to my ear, Giovanni, whatever you did, keep doing it. She has never helped me in the kitchen before. Hearing those words make me feel happy for her. To the oven, then. Oy vey. To the oven. We wait patiently watching the oven for the first pizza to be done. I think it's ready. The chef expertly takes the pizza out of the oven, not even caring about the hot temperature. We got the one with just basil in the oven first to experiment with the temperatures. Seeing how perfect it looks, I think we nailed it. I grab a big knife from one of from the ones the chef had on the wall and cut the pizza in almost perfectly even slices. Eat it while it's hot. Nila and the chef grab a slice hesitantly. There's still doubt in their minds that this new food concept. The first one to break the ice is the chef. His face went blank in an instant while slowly chewing the cheesy new dish. I remember this flavor. Nila also takes a bite after watching the chef. I also remember this flavor. Didn't Nana make something similar once? That she did. I had forgotten its flavor. I grab a slice for myself with a big basil leaf on top. Quickly, put the ham one in the oven. My kitchen, I'm putting the fish one. I slowly chew the first bite as I watch them fight for the next pizza to be cooked. As that's going on, I'm gonna check my messages again. I don't want to make a call. Alright, I'm gonna have to make a call real quick. I apologize. Alright. Sorry about that. I might have to mute again. Who knows? It's just fucked right now. I can't get a peace of mind. Morning hours, fine. PM hours, I can go fuck myself, but whatever. 10 minutes later, they both have been watching the oven nonstop like a frog staring at a fly for several minutes before they actually move. Is it done already? It should be by now. The chef takes the pizza out of the oven in a blink of an eye. After fighting over the respective pizzas, the one that was finally picked was the one decorated by Nila. I couldn't tear my eyes away from the scene before me. Nila delicately devouring the freshly made ham pizza adorned with plump olives. The same dragoness who was in a perpetual grumpiness now standing before me with a radiant expression. She has changed a lot in such a short period of a time. Giovannato, aren't you going to take another slice? I'm good. Both of them finish their slices and then look at me. That was quite enjoyable. It was good, I'm not going to lie, but I better start preparing the dinner for the rest of the passengers. I don't think I'll eat dinner today. The pizza was enough for me. Same. Could you save a slice for my cabin mate? Va bien. I guess I'll go rest for now. Mind if I join you? Not at all. We can continue reading the book. Let's just hope Max isn't there. Chef looks at me with judging eyes. Sure thing. I'm not doing anything wrong here. I prioritize respect and clear boundaries, ensuring that my intentions are always appropriate and considerate. Well, I saw those CGs, man. I saw those CGs. Still, I feel a pair of eyes over my head like a small rodent unaware of a hawk about to strike. Magnifique. We leave the saloon and make our way to Nila's cabin. As soon as we enter the cabin, Nila grabs the book from the nightstand and presses it against my chest. All right, I get it. Immediately after, she lies on the bunk while patting the mattress with her hand, inviting me to lie next to her. Now this one for the third time. As I lie on the mattress, she immediately positions herself in a way she can rest her snout against my shoulder. She does act like a lizard looking for the warmth of the sun. Ahem, Oliver, being left to himself in the undertaker's shop, set the lamp down on a workman's bench. And she's out. Oliver wondered in his own mind whether it had taken a very long time to get Mr. Sowerberry used to it, but he thought it better not to ask the question and walked back to the shop, thinking over all he had seen and heard. Once I finished the chapter, I looked down to my shoulder where Nila had been resting her snout this entire time. Her gentle breaths tickling my neck, I couldn't help but smile at the peaceful expression on her face. She had fallen asleep with her head nestled against my shoulder while I read Charles Dickens's book. At this point, I can't tell if she really does like the book or my shoulder. Her trust in me to read for her filled me with a quiet contentment, knowing I could bring her such simple joy. I try to leave the bunk since it's getting late, but to my surprise, her tail has been hugging my waist long enough for me to notice it. How am I even going to leave now? Should I wake her up? Nila. She doesn't answer. I try to lift her tail as gently as possible, sneaking my way out of the bunk. Once I'm out, I cover her with the sheets of the bunk. Night is going to get cold in no time. Can't do anything about her clothes, not that I would anyway. Good night. Check my phone again. Nothing. Can't wait for the chef chase with QTE's cutscene. Well, funny you say that. Oh boy. I would like water, please. Oh yeah, I still haven't seen Bowie's video of Dancing Towards Tomorrow. I need to do that tonight. As I stepped out of Nila's cabin, I exhaled deeply, but as soon as I turned around, I froze in my tracks. There, standing with his arms crossed and a stern expression etched on his face. Only the primordial dragon knows for how long he had been waiting for me to step outside of Nila's cabin. Hold on. That'll be Thursday or Friday. I swallowed nervously, trying to conjure a smile despite my racing thoughts. Good night, Giovanado. His gaze was fixed on me with an intensity that made my stomach drop. With a forced smile, I approached, bracing myself for whatever interrogation or lecture might be coming my way. Good night, sir. Tell me, how was the book? You both were reading a book, weren't you? Yes. Yeah, he was listening in, wasn't he? The silence that follows feels deafening, each moment stretching into an eternity as I wait for his response, unsure if my explanation will be enough to calm his concern. Remember what I told you the other day? Don't break her heart. I won't. Let me finish. Don't break her heart. If you do it, I'll break your spine. I understand his concerns. Until now, we have been just friends, but from his perspective, I was in a private space with his daughter. Fuck me. Understood. Good, now get. I leave the common area of the woman's cabin, dashing my way to the stairs. As I sink into the bunk in my cabin, exhaustion washes over me like a relentless tide. The rhythmic hum of the ship's engines outside provides a comforting background noise. And there goes my earbud. Oh no, Max looks like she's about to fall over. Oh wait, no. You sound tired. I am. Lots of emotions in just a day. Should I turn the candle off then? I'm almost finishing a chapter of my book here. Please, I need to sleep. Okie dokie. Do they even say okie dokie back in the 19th century? What does that even mean? Anyway, tired. Sunday. Do we have services today? The soft clink of cutlery on porcelain accompanies the rhythmic lull of the shift beneath me as I enjoy breakfast in the saloon once again. To think this would become so natural for me. Around me, fellow passengers chat quietly, their voices mingling with the soothing melody of distant seagulls. Someone once told me that seagulls come to give their last breath here in the open seas. I take a moment to savor the peacefulness of the maritime morning. The chef has prepared toast with marmalade, a delightful consistency over the past 3 days. Anyway, today is the day I have to wash everyone's clothes. One final sip of what's left of my coffee and I leave the saloon. I guess I should do it here since it's closer to the toilets. Plus, I'll need to refill the bucket. 1 second. Can you pass me the bucket and the soap? A second, I said. It's still not dressed. Here you go. Are you going to do the laundry for everyone today? That's the idea. Figured. Here's mine, by the way. Max tosses me a ball of clothes and then sprints her way past me. Sorry, mate. Late for work. See you later, I guess. Anyway, back to watching clothes. Not even a thanks for the slices of pizza, Max, or those time travelers you're hanging out with gave you some of the with the learning slangs. Yeah, yeah, we didn't even see her have the pizza at all. For a dragoness trying to hide her gender, she sure uses a lot of camisoles underneath. It's only been a week, but I'm counting 9. No, whatever. I promised to wash them anyway. Scrub, scrub. Finally done. It sure took more than what I was just anticipating. There you are, Sherry. Yeah, I was counting on that one too. Nila walks downstairs with a pile of clothes on her arms. Less clothes than Max, that's for sure. As promised, here are my clothes and a bottle of wine. I thought the wine part was just a joke. Why would you think that? Nila leaves her pile of clothes next to my trusty bucket. Oh, don't worry about getting late to the wheelhouse. As long as you wash all of that, it's more than enough. Yeah, I was getting worried now that I realized how much time it would take to wash more than just my clothes. Take your time. I don't want to smell like fermented sea lion. That. Understandable. See you at the wheelhouse later then. See ya. And with that, she leaves. Well, back to washing, I guess. Young man, I see that you're working hard. Oh no, hag time. Damn. Victoria walks downstairs with another pile of clothes ready for my bucket. Yes, ma'am, just as I promised. When did we promise all the laundry? Marvelous. I hope I'm not a nuisance for you or anything. I could tell her to bring her clothes later, but I want to finish as soon as possible. Not at all, just leave them on the couch. Excellent, I'll be on the saloon for the rest of the day if you need me. And just like Nila, she leaves. I should have talked with Iris about this. She would probably agree to me washing her clothes. But then again, I can't really tell what's in her mind. Anyway, back to scrubbing. What is with all... Oh. Silence. I said silence. Jesus. Now I am going to put my phone on silent. Fuck you. That sure took a while. My fingers look as pruny as raisins. Where do I even hang all of this? This is the common area of the men's cabins. I didn't think this through. What are you doing, son? I didn't even notice when he got downstairs. Washing clothes? Takes a moment to look at all the clothes I've washed so far. Where do you plan to hang all of that? I honestly have no idea. I would recommend you to hang them at the deck, but the wind will probably blow them away. I guess I'll just give them back to the respective owners. Sounds good to me. Anyway, I'm falling asleep. See you at night. Later. Ah, so that's his cabin. Anyway, first Max's clothes. Whoosh. Oh, is this where that one CG is from the Steam page? Okay, never mind. I throw all of her clothes on the bench in our cabin and carefully hang my clothes. Now the tricky part. Alright, Lady Victoria said that she would be at the saloon. Or ask her to come pick her clothes so I don't do a double trip. But I'll have to do a double trip anyway if I do that. Dang it. Hey, Crescenario. Are you working today? Didn't the suit guy was asking for wine after tricking you into favors? Yeah, I think so. So it's only gonna be in our hands for a little while. I have to say, young man, you did a marvelous job. I don't think I did. I just did as you told me. My pajamas are dazzlingly white. Thanks again for taking care of Nila's clothes. Her cabin was locked. Of course, it should be locked. You just don't get into a woman's cabin. I could say otherwise. What was that? Nothing. Yesterday was a nice day. You have to go back to work now, right? Indeed, my arms feel weak after washing all those clothes. Good luck then, young man. With that, I leave the saloon while Lady Victoria sits at the table. Excuse me, Sir Chef, could you prepare me a cup of tea? Yeah, I'm at work, oof. As I make my way to the wheelhouse, I notice a thick blanket of fog enveloping the ship. Despite the fog, there is a calmness in the air, a quietude that seems to envelop the entire vessel. There you are. How is the laundry work? Now that you mention it, I wanted to leave your clothes in your cabin, but it was locked. I always lock it. I have the payment of the sailors in my nightstand. Should you be telling me that? I don't see why not. Damn, she does trust me a lot. Let me pilot the ship for a while. Are you sure? There's zero visibility. I'm navigating with compass only. Not that we have any other way of doing it, do we? You have a point. She's all yours. I step up, grabbing the steering wheel. Although, you're slightly off course. I won't tell Nila about it, but she will definitely notice it once I turn the wheel. With every degree turned, I am reminded of the trust placed in me. With each moment passing, I embrace the challenge that is navigating with compass only. I suspected we were off the course. Just a few degrees. What did you do with my clothes, by the way? Do you know Lady Victoria? The widow of the owner of the Draconia's biggest dry dock. Yeah, Oh, what did you say? You're referring to the Purple Dragoness, right? Yes. She's the richest person on board. Oh, my stomach felt like if someone had kicked it. How rich are we talking? Let's just say that most of the items in the cargo are hers. I mentally puked. Anyway, she has them in her cabin for the time being. I'll ask her for them later then. Notice that the engine order telegraph is on stop. We have been traveling only with the sails. Can we use the engines for a while? Why is that? It's not that I don't trust the compass, but using the sails with the fog might push us to a different course if the wind blows from the sides. Don't worry about it. This is not that small vessel. If that happens, more than one sailor will come to ask us if we're following the correct course. Besides, he won't pilot it for long. What do you mean? You sure took your time washing. It's almost time for lunch. Is it? I wonder what's for lunch today. Gee, I wonder what's for dinner. By the way, when are we going to resume reading the book? I can't say I didn't enjoy spending time with her, but I'm slightly afraid of getting my spine snapped. Next weekend? Can't wait that much. You only have like 2 more weekends here, and then you'll leave. I can see the flicker of concern in her eyes. Her usually bright eyes are dim today. That's right. I'll be leaving in 2 weeks. We've shared so much together, and now the impending separation hangs heavily in the air between us. Why don't you bring the book here after lunch? I try to smile reassuringly, hoping to lighten the heaviness in the air. Nila's eyes brighten slightly at the suggestion. I would be delighted to do so. Don't fall asleep this time. We are piloting the ship now. Nila pouts while looking away. It's not my fault your voice makes me fall asleep. How aren't you falling asleep right now, then? I feel a gentle swat on my ankle. Her tail betrays the emotions she tries to hide. Shush. Tease her. uh, I enjoyed it as well. Man, both of these seem like they'd be good. I'm so hungry I could eat an Octorok. YouTube notifications are getting worse. The one yesterday never came and this one is pretty late. Yeah, something like that. I blame the Jeets. That's all I'll say. I guess we'll play it safe. I've never been that close with anyone. Don't say weird things. I mean, you were the one not letting go of me. Nila's tail squeezes my ankle like a snake pulverizing the bone of a small mouse. What was that for? Shush, I said. Should I go pick the lunch for both of us now? What'd you say? Should we eat now or later? I'll go get our portions. I'll also go get the book. Fine by me. I guess I'll stay here for the time being. Nila leaves the wheelhouse while I remain here. Now that she has left, I can have some time to think. Soon I'll reach the new continent, my rush solution for avoiding the ideals of my father. Excitement and anticipation mingle with a tinge of melancholy. Leaving Nila behind weighs heavily on my heart. What is this feeling? While the excitement of reaching a new land looms over the horizon, the bittersweet realization of parting with Nila casts a shadow over my anticipation. In just 7 days, Nila has become more than a fellow crewmate. Nila has touched something deep inside that I can't quite define. These next 2 weeks will be a time for introspection, a chance to unravel the enigma of what Nila truly means to me. Is she just a friend? Well, that was quick. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh Lord. Oh, I've been looking for you. Fuck. Where's the wine bottle you promised? I didn't promise anything. Well, what do you mean? The wine bottle, the one we talked about yesterday. How am I even going to get a wine bottle? Don't play games with me, kiddo. I saw you with a bottle earlier. Oh no, the one that Nila gave me. That's not mine. I'm pretty sure it's yours. I saw that other girl giving it to you. Ugh, this guy. Look, man, whatever. You can have it. Just leave me alone. Oh, that's on me. Oh, there's no history, but I think I can go. Yeah. Just leave me alone. I'm trying to pilot the ship. Yeah, humans have such a soft temper. He leaves the wheelhouse after that, probably going straight to my cabin to steal the bottle. Such a waste of a good wine. Immediately after he leaves, Nila enters the wheelhouse again, carrying our plates of food and the book under her armpit. Who was that? A thorn in my side. Excuse moi? Or nothing. Nila sits on the fixed chair, leaving my portion of food on the improvised table. You should eat now while it's still warm. Do you really want me to leave the wheel with the fog blocking our view? Meh, compass will still be there after you finish. Fair enough. What's this supposed to be? A minestrone? What's that? It's like a soup or stew. Uncle puts a lot of vegetables in it. Not bad. Basil would be good with it. Sure like basil. We finish eating the rest of our meals in silence. Do we read the book now? What's the thing you like the most so far about the book? Huh. Tell me, so far, and since it's almost the first time I've read it, what's the thing you like the most about the book? For me, it's how detailed the descriptions are. Do you want me to be honest, or do you want me to lie? Huh? Lie? The situation of Oliver. Oh, wait. How can you like that? You told me to lie. It's really sad to think about it. Now that you mention it. Frankly, I think I wouldn't enjoy the book itself if it wasn't because I was... As I catch her eye, I notice a faint hint of embarrassment in her gaze. You were? Nothing. I notice a faint blush coloring her cheeks, her eyes momentarily darting away. Why are we still shy about it? We both enjoyed each other's company. I guess you are right. Her tail twitches nervously, a soft rumble escaping her throat as she lowers her gaze, clearly touched by my understanding. Do you know how hard it is to have friends around here? I can only imagine. Literally no one has ever been inside my cabin before. No one? I asked softly, my voice carrying a mix of surprise and empathy. She shakes her head slightly, her eyes returning to meet mine with a mix of vulnerability and trust. I pause, letting the weight of her words sink in. In that moment, I grasped the depth of our friendship. Here was a dragoness, fierce and solitary by nature, opening up a part of herself that she had guarded closely. Trust she'd placed in me, allowing me into her private space aboard the ship, spoke volumes. Which is why I get nervous when I think about it. She said while looking directly into my eyes, her gaze searching mine for any signs of judgment or discomfort. I ever told you that you have beautiful eyes? I say sincerely, keeping my tone gentle yet supportive. Her eyes soften with gratitude, a faint rumble escaping her throat as she hugs my ankle with her tail. Come, take my seat and read the book for me. I'm impressed that you even managed to get back into the same spot in the story. This took some time, huh? Yeah, you weren't there last stream, were you? We spent like over an hour getting here, and a lot of that was on the stupid map game. I hate it. Oh, my back. I fucked up my back in physical therapy yesterday. Or not yesterday, today. Oh. Well, they didn't really do anything. They put me on an exercise that really hurted a bit. I sit as she told me on the fixed chair, her tail softly moving upwards, meeting my arm with a gentle embrace. It will be my pleasure. I retrieved the copy of Oliver Twist from the small table beside me. With a quiet clearing of my throat, I began to read aloud, the words weaving a tapestry of Dickens's world amidst the rhythmic hum of the ship's gentle sway at the sea. The month's trial over, Oliver was formally apprenticed. Noah stopped to make no reply, but started off at his fullest speed, and very much it astonished the people who were out walking to see a chatty boy tearing through the streets pell-mell, with no cap on his head and a clasp knife at his eye. I want to kick someone. Me too. You better stop reading for now before we turn violent. Good idea. It was a pretty dense chapter. Yeah, I really want to punch Noah. Don't say that. It makes me want to punch him as well. This book is turning us violent. The books are turning the kids violent. These violent video books. But I like it so far. Me too. Should we keep reading then? Later, I guess. More important, in case you didn't notice, we've been stopped for a few minutes by now. Really? A quick peek through the windows and she is right. The sails are completely still. I guess I'll just order the engine guys to turn the boilers on. So what now? Now I rest. Do you want me to... No, another CG. Isn't Oliver Twist the one where the Victorian-era orphan goes, "Please, sir, may I have some more?" I don't know. I don't read old-timey books. Let me fix my water bottle. Without a warning, Nila sits on my thigh, making me get startled at first. Oh, what are you doing? Resting. Oh, this is making me feel uncomfortable. I need an adult. More than that. More than that. Awkward. Awkward. Am I making you uncomfortable? Not precisely. Then we are good. Boilers should take a few minutes to be ready, so we have time to rest. I fidget slightly in the fixed chair, feeling strangely uneasy with Nila settled on my thighs. Her presence is comforting yet unfamiliar. Warm scales, a stark contrast to my own uncertainty. If I'm being honest, this is the closest I've been with someone. It doesn't bother you, does it? No, but it's a new feeling. I glance out at the unmoving sea, hoping for a distraction from the unfamiliar closeness I'm not accustomed to. I shift uncomfortably, unsure where to place my hands, suddenly hyper-aware of every movement and sound amidst the stillness of the wheelhouse. I better make this situation less awkward somehow. So, about the pizza from yesterday. I loved it. Did you? We should tell my uncle to bake one just for us. Just us. Fuck. Now I feel more awkward. And with what toppings? The fish one my uncle prepared was meh. However, I quite like the one you made with the basil leaves, simple yet delicious. Although ham and olives was quite good. Why not make a pizza with different toppings divided in 4? Nila's tail twitched happily from side to side with the idea. I'd love that. Oh no. His sixth sense went off. Oh. He felt the happiness Nila was having and was like, nope, there's something wrong in the world. My daughter's happy and it's not because of me. Why do I feel like we're gonna get a chef jump scare? Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, like I said, I never knew it because YouTube had never sent a notification on my phone. Yeah, I had a mini crash out during the effort of getting back to where I started in this game, or where I left off. All this only for him to be drafted in the U.S. Civil War 11 years later. Open the window, Luther. My gaze flickers to the window of the wheelhouse, catching a movement that sends a chill down my spine. There, standing on the deck with a fierce intensity in his eyes, was the chef. His arms are crossed, muscles tense, and his gaze locks onto me with an unmistakable hostility. Break the windows, why don't you? Let me in! Let me in! I swallow hard, realizing a jolt that my discomfort with Nila's proximity might have been misinterpreted as something else entirely. Why are you always so warm? Humans are comfortable to rest on. Nila snuggles her back against my chest, making the situation worse. My heart sinks as I see the chef's anger flare even brighter. His jaw clenches visibly, muscles bulging under his weathered skin as his gaze darts between Nila and me with growing intensity. Nila, oblivious to the tension with her innocent affection stirred, nuzzles closer to me, seeking comfort in the warmth of my body. Could you move a bit? My thighs are feeling numb. She is not answering. Is this where that one CGI goes to? Because oh boy, we are going to get our insides reamed. She is not answering. Don't tell me she's doing it on purpose. Nila, do you have daddy issues? Damn it, she is. I feel a knot of apprehension tighten in my stomach as the chef's gaze pierces through the window, accusing and distrustful. I can't blame him. He has been incredibly friendly with me, and here I am with his daughter. His silence speaks volumes, heavy with unspoken accusations and a shimmering conflict that threatens to boil over. Why is your body getting cold? Nila, you, me, window. Nila, sensing the tension, lifts her head slightly, her eyes darting between the chef and me, unsure of how to navigate the sudden hostility. Her typically vivid yellow scales are flattened against her body as she rises upright off of my lap in a blink of an eye. She hastily puts on her coat again. Outside the window, I can catch a glimpse of the chef walking away, his figure receding into the distance, footsteps echoing loudly in the stillness. The weight of his disapproval lingers in the air like a storm cloud. Dude's definitely getting spit in his next meal. Oh mon Dieu. I'm a dead man. We have to explain him. Fuck. The engines of the ship start working at the worst possible time ever. Now someone has to stay here. We look at each other, not knowing what to do. I think you should go talk to him. If I go talk to him, I'm not coming back. Me, if I go, I'm not coming back in one piece. Well, if I go, he's going to scold me too. Well, at least you'll live. Yeah, but your physical integrity is not at risk here. You are exaggerating. Am I? You have a point. So here's the plan. I'll stay here and you will go talk with him. I stay here and you go talk to him. Got it. That's not what I said. Nila shows me a face that I'd never seen before. Puppy eyes while looking down. Will you do this for me? Will you die for me, Anon? That's just low. Well, if I don't come back alive, at least buy me a good tombstone. Oh boy. Oh. Oh shit, he is actually doing it. He is actually fucked. Bro is about to Hulk out. Today's dinner, roasted Anon's ass. Stepping inside the saloon, I find the chef already waiting, his imposing figure silhouetted against the dim light. His expression is unreadable, a mask of authority and simmering anger. I meet his gaze squarely, ready to face the consequences of my actions. Giovanito, no, Anon. Sir, sit down. I comply, sinking into the seat opposite of him, trying to maintain composure despite the adrenaline coursing through my veins. We sit in tense silence, the air thick with unspoken words and unresolved tensions. Is it just me, or could this be... Because I just feel like there's a lot of AI roguelike isms in this, and I don't know if it's intentional or not. My nerves twist in knots as I struggle to find the right words, unsure of how to broach the delicate subject that brought us here. I fidget with my hands, avoiding his gaze, feeling the weight of his scrutiny bearing down on me. I trusted you. The chef's words hang heavy in the air, each syllable carrying the weight that I feel crushing my chest. I shift uncomfortably in my seat, unable to meet his gaze. I open my mouth to speak, but no words come out. How do I explain myself? How do I justify what happened? What do you have to say? I focus. Nothing really happened. Besides, of course, that she snuggled against me while the chef was looking. We were just resting, that's all. Since when do people rest on top of each other? His eyes narrow slightly, searching mine for any hint of deception. Despite my nerves, I try to maintain eye contact, willing him to understand the innocence of the moment. His silence is more intimidating than any words he could speak. Look, we could do the easy way or the chef way. You mean the hard way? No, the hard way would be too soft. Primordial Dragon, please save me. Look, sir. We're just friends. I understand you saw us in that situation, but we were just resting. There was only one chair at that wheelhouse. Then sit on the floor! His gaze softens imperceptibly, but there's still a hint of reservation in his demeanor. You know how important she is to me. I nod slowly, acknowledging the gravity of his words. So tell me, what is she to you? Friends just don't snuggle against each other. His gaze pierces through me, demanding honesty. I swallow hard, grappling for the words that can adequately convey the depths of my feelings without further complicating an already delicate situation. She's... I begin, my voice catching. I struggle to articulate the complexity of my emotions, the admiration and respect I hold for Nila, intertwined with a growing affection that I dare not speak aloud. She's someone I deeply respect and value her friendship. The chef studies me intently, his expression unreadable. I can sense his skepticism, his protectiveness over his daughter palpable in the air. I can feel the AI roguelike isms in here, man. I don't want to say this was written with AI, but who knows? I've played loads of AI roguelike. Oh. No wonder why she is so closed off to anybody when her daddy is a gatekeeping a bit too hard for her. You know, it's bad when he uses your name. I can feel the ozone between me and the chef. Nobody has mentioned ozones yet, so it's fine for now. Well, no, it's like the palpable in the air. I feel like that's an AI-ism. And the stark contrast. I feel like that's another AI-ism. We've come across those isms so many times playing the purple stank Wani Stanku stuff, man. I don't want to accuse, but like I am very suspicious, man. Respect and friendship, you say? He echoes softly, as if testing the sincerity of my answer. Have you thought on what you are going to do once we reach the continent? No. Are you going to break her heart anyway if you don't know what to do? What is the meaning of a friendship with her if you won't see her again after we get there? He is right. There is no guarantee that I will see Nila again after we reach port. So what are we going to do? I would never intentionally hurt her. Chef nods slowly, a flicker of understanding passing through his eyes. It's a tentative truce, a fragile understanding forged in the crucible of our conversation. I can't remember if I told you before. My memory is not what it used to be. Have you thought on working here permanently? If you don't have anywhere to go, you could stay here with us, with Nila. The thought passed through my mind many times by now, but I wasn't completely sure about the idea. I'll think about it. Good, I don't want to be your enemy. I like you, kid. With a soft smile, I stand up now, and everything has been clarified. Also, Nila wanted another pizza. She ended up liking it. I did too, but the dough needs to rest 3 hours, doesn't it? Yeah. Can't do one. I'll have my kitchen busy by the time the dough's ready. Maybe for tomorrow, then? That I can do. So are we in good terms now? We always were, but as long as you don't break her heart. No, I'll try. I'll try. I won't. I'll try not to. I leave the saloon feeling slightly better. We lived. Holy fuck! My knees went immediately weak after leaving the saloon. The murder aura of the chef is finally making my body react like it should have done it before. The only thing that was keeping me focused was the adrenaline coursing through my veins. I need to sit. Nila looks worried. How did everything go? I need to sit. With a loud sigh, I sit on the fixed chair. That bad, huh? I feel like I shrank a little. At least you clarified everything, right? In a way. Nila locks the steering wheel in place and then stands next to me. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. How so? Let's just say I'm not dead yet. Her expression hasn't changed a slight bit. With a worried face, she gently places her hand on my cheek. Yet, let's hope it remains that way. Her touch is a comforting anchor amidst the storm of thoughts swirling in my mind. Just moments ago, the chef and I had a tense conversation, his concerns weighing heavily on both of us. You don't know how important you are for me right now. This is the closest I've been with someone, and seeing Uncle Chef react that way made my heart shrink. I feel Nila's gratitude in the softness of her touch and the sincerity in her gaze. She leans closer, her scales warm against my arm, a silent acknowledgement of the weight lifted off of her shoulders. That feels like an AI-ism right there, too. I can almost hear her thoughts, thankful that I had the courage to comfort the chef on her behalf. As I glance at her, a small smile plays on her lips, a reflection of the unspoken bond between us. Also, no pizza today. I had to kill the sweet moment somehow. I'm not used to this amount of emotions in a single day. Tomorrow, then. Wait, she's not moving. I was trying to kill the moment, but she didn't care at all. Uh-oh. Without warning, she leans forwards and wraps her arms around me, pulling me into a warm embrace. Are you using me for warmth again? Not this time. Okay, that's enough for now. Nila gently releases me from her embrace. Her eyes meet mine briefly, a silent exchange filled with gratitude and mutual understanding. With a soft smile, she turns gracefully and moves back to the wheel of the ship. As Nila resumes her position at the helm, her focus returns to guiding us through the vast expanse of the sea. I take a deep breath, feeling a renewed sense of purpose as I return to my task of reading the navigation charts. The lines and symbols of the parchment blur momentarily as my mind replays the comforting embrace shared with Nila. The worries of the past are replaced by a hopeful anticipation of what lies ahead, guided by the warmth of companionship and the promise of new horizons. 2 degrees to the north. AI are boomer writing. Another shift done. I'm going to sneak my way to my cabin. I don't want to face my uncle. Really? You made me talk with him, so it's only fair you do it too. I don't wanna. You're only delaying it, but you need to eat too. Eventually, you will have to talk with him. Blech. You go get my lunch. He's not mad. Well, he is, but not because of what we were doing. Fine. That's better. By the way, do you have anything to do after eating dinner? Not really. Probably I'll work on the wood figure, but I can do that tomorrow if you need me for something. Why don't you come by after dinner to the deck? I'll be waiting for you near the paddlers. I mean, sure. Night. Nothing to report, Captain. Is that so? Yes, sir. Because someone told me that there might be a romance on board, which is not bad or anything, but it involves my crew, I must know. Haven't heard any of that, sir. Nila remains composed beside me, her eyes reflecting a mix of concern and determination. Despite the tension, I find a sense of solidarity with Nila, knowing that a relationship is being tested not only just by gossip, but by the captain himself. I wonder who told him. Son, can you confirm? Yes, sir. Right, so you both are not a couple after all. As the captain continues his questioning, Nila leans in slightly closer, her tail subtly brushing against the back of my leg. No, we're just friends. It's a playful yet daring move, her mischief contrasting with the seriousness of the situation. I shoot her a quick glance, my heart skipping a beat as I try to maintain my composure. There's just one chair here, so I sat on his leg since there's no other place to rest. That's it. Without missing a beat, Nila casually responds to the captain's inquiry, her tone light yet respectful. Listen, guys, I don't give a damn if you guys are a couple or not, but if you aren't, I'll have to tell the other crew members to cease with the gossip. Nila subtly leans closer, her tail curling around my arm in a gentle embrace. For the love of... And who started the rumors exactly? That I cannot say, but it's a pair of idiots. I know exactly who. Nila's tail tightens its grip on my arm as the captain mentions the culprits. Anyway, rest well and see you both tomorrow. Good night, sir. We leave the wheelhouse to get our dinner portions. This game feels like it's going to be a chunky one if it's still going without end in sight. And we still have Max and Iris as options, yeah. We're like 1 week in out of the 3 weeks, so yeah. This one's going to last a while, especially if it's like every Monday or whatever. As soon as we get to the saloon, Nila rushes past the line of people waiting for their portions. Man. But she comes back right away. I forgot I had to talk with my uncle for a second. So you're not going to use your officer perks today? Nila looks away while pouting. I feel like waiting in line today. Bullshit. Be my guest then. Before she realizes, we're already in front of the kitchen. Nila freezes like a lizard pretending to be dead, which is not very effective. What's her problem? I shrug casually, answering his question. The chef hits Nila's forehead with a gentle tap of his ladle. Eek! Here you go. Everything okay, miss? Nope, not dealing with this again. Already got murdered with his eyes once, not happening again. I squeeze my way out between the people with my plate of food in my hands. Before I can make my escape, Nila's tail deftly wraps around my waist, gently but firmly holding me in place. I chuckle nervously, trying to gently pry her tail loose, but it holds firm, surprisingly strong for someone so seemingly delicate. Yes, Uncle. We have rumors of a romance on board. Did you hear about them? I see the chef's hand gripping the ladle so hard that the veins in his arms become visible. Nila tightens her grip slightly, teasingly preventing my escape. I did, and those two might not see another sunset if they continue with those rumors. That's good, because I would definitely hate to see my little one having a romance with a friend because you are just friends, right? I continue my subtle attempt to free myself from her tail's playful restraints. Despite my efforts, her tail maintains its gentle but unwavering hold, almost as if it senses my every move. We just friends, right, Anon? I manage a smile, trying to blend into the serious conversation while slightly plotting my next escape attempt from Nila's playful grasp. Yeah. Pinch her tail to escape. Remain where you are. Oh boy. No, I don't want to overwrite. I wanted to go to number 2. We'll stand and deliver. We are eating very good then. You might have left the ship physically, but mentally you never did. I hate to say this, but I have to leave, but slavery is calling my name. Work sucks, yeah. The VOD will still be here. I resign myself to the situation, watching them intently as they exchange words laden with emotion and insignificance. That's good, because I would really, really hate if my little one had a boyfriend without telling me about it. Don't worry. Fine, now get. People are waiting in line. Love ya. We both leave the line, allowing the rest of the passengers to get their portions of food. So you said you had nothing to do now. Why don't we eat at the deck? Sure. We sit at the bench with our plates resting on our laps. Fading daylight casts a soft glow over the scene as we start to eat, the comforting warmth of the food contrasting with the chill in the evening air. Nila's eyes occasionally meet mine with a hint of mischief and understanding, silently acknowledging our shared experience. So, why were you trying to run away? I choke with the food as Nila mentions my futile attempts of escaping the grip of her tail. Cough, cough, what, me? You. She catches me looking and bursts into a laugh, a genuine, infectious sound that lightens the mood further. Honestly, it's the first time I've seen my uncle react that way. I was so nervous that I didn't want you to leave me alone. For me, it was incredibly uncomfortable to be between the two while he already ate me alive earlier with his judging gaze. I wasn't going to face him alone. I gave her a soft smile as we eat. There's not much left to say at this point. As we continue eating, the evening air grows colder, sending shivers down both of our spines despite our best efforts to ignore it. Nila notices my discomfort with a soft chuckle, spreads her magnificent wings around us. The warmth emanating from her scales instantly wards off the chill, creating a cozy shelter against the descending cold. How can you endure the weather? I don't. My blood is cold, unlike yours. And even with that, I can't breathe fire, so there's no warmth inside either. But your body heat is keeping me warm. I smile gratefully, leaning into her protective embrace as we finish our meals. We continue eating in silence while warming each other. Do you know why I wanted to eat here, knowing it's cold? No? Look up. I follow her gaze, and I'm instantly struck by the breathtaking sight above us. The vast expanse of the Atlantic Ocean stretches around us, yet above, the night sky is a canvas of stars so clear and numerous that it seems unreal. I find myself awestruck by the sheer beauty and clarity of the stars, their twinkling lights reflecting in the dark waters below us. I've never seen this many stars in my life. Draconia's skies are full of smoke and fog. Here the skies are clear. Her presence beside me, her wings enveloping us both, adds to the surreal yet serene moment. As we marvel at the brilliance of the night sky, I notice a subtle change in Nila's demeanor. Despite her efforts to shield us from the cold with her wings, I sense a slight shiver run through her scales. Maybe we should go back inside. Nila hesitates for a moment, her gaze lingering on the stars above, before nodding in agreement. We rise from the bench and make our way to the stairs. Nila sighs softly, grateful for the reprieve from the cold, and I can't help but feel a sense of closeness, having shared such a serene and intimate moment under the night sky with her. She passes me her now empty plate as she rushes downstairs to her cabin. I guess I'll go leave the plate set to the saloon, and then I'll do the same. God damn, it's cold. Don't you mean primordial dragon it's cold? The day has ended once more. I did nothing but roam around the ship. After a quick body wash at the common area's toilets, I rushed straight back to the cabin. I'm shivering, and not in a good way. I wish I had more clothes. Max is reading in her bunk and hasn't said a single word to me. I guess I'll just climb to my bunk. I'm going to kill you when you least expect it. What? Don't take me wrong, I'm grateful you washed my clothes, but did you just have to throw them on the bench? Where else was I supposed to leave them? Hanging like yours, we could leave a cord or something hanging from the bunk to the wall. I'll put one tomorrow. Now I need to sleep. Night. When you least expect it. What was that? Nothing. Alright. Was that going to be the bad ending? Week 2. Monday. No. We'll get the full... I guess you just blast right through it. No Monday? Oh, there's Monday. Wing hugs achieved. I will watch the VOD with delight when the next day arrives. Have a good one, guys. Yeah, take it easy, Crescenario. The work does suck. I slump at the long wooden table at the saloon, the fixed bench creaking slightly under my weight as I try to find some semblance of comfort. My eyes are gritty from the crappy night's sleep. Every wave seems to be a monstrous jolt, throwing me around like a rag doll. Who had it even rougher than me was Max. I could hear her frustrated murmurs and the thud of her tossing and turning. I could hear her groans and the thud of her frustrated kicks against the wall as she tried to steady herself amidst the chaos. Speaking of her, there she is. She staggered into the saloon, looking as if she'd just been through the ringer. Her hair a wild mess, eyes red-rimmed and shadowed. Max slumped into the bench across from me, barely managing a weak smile of solidarity. Morning. Morning. We both have faces like that of a ghoul. Every time I tried to sleep, it was as if the vessel was conspiring to throw me out of it. I think no one had a nice sleep last night. It's the first time I've seen the saloon this empty. Just as I'm about to suggest going to the kitchen to ask for a breakfast, the chef has made his entrance. With his signature grin and apron splattered with the remnants of a busy kitchen, he strides in carrying 2 plates with our breakfast. What's the matter? We didn't sleep last night. I get it. It was like that for me as well for the first time. The chef places 2 plates with bruschetta in front of us, along with some tea. Max and I exchange a grateful glance as we dig into the plates of bruschetta. The warm, savory flavors begin to lift the fog of exhaustion. I like the rain now, but now I'm not so sure about it. And this is just a light rain. Imagine if it was an actual storm. You gotta be kidding me. Can this be actually worse? Yeah, if we were to compare it on a scale, I would say that these waves are about a 2 out of 10 in terms of how rough they are. An actual storm would just lock everyone inside their cabins. But this is just a light rain. How could there be thunder? Giovanna, though, open waters are dangerous for a reason. There's nothing stopping the winds here. Chef sits next to me while carefully lifting his apron. You know, I've been sailing for years, and nights like those never get any easier. When I first started, I used to get tossed around just like you two, and believe me, I was no more graceful about it. How'd you get used to it then? Little secret, you learn to find your sea legs, both literally and figuratively. It's all about adapting and rolling with the waves, even if it means waking up to an empty stomach now and then. Either that or you get tied out the bunk. Both work, but in case of an emergency, I wouldn't like to be tied up. Max and I exchange amused glances. Without saying a word, it's clear that we are thinking the same, to tie ourselves to the bunk before sleeping. You're not thinking of tying yourselves to the bunk, are you? Perhaps. Maybe. Chef's playful suggestion hangs in the air for a moment. Max and I exchange a look that betrays our exhaustion. Our sleep-deprived eyes meet, both of us wearing the telltale signs of a night spent in turmoil, dark circles, and puffy eyelids. Slowly, we begin to nod in unspoken agreement, the absurdity of the chef's idea taking on a certain appeal. I tie you up and then you tie me up from below. Deal? If we need to use the toilets, it's going to be incredibly difficult. I'll have to endure. Are you both for real? We nod in silence while eating the bruschettas. My head feels heavy and my thoughts are foggy from the sleepless night. Just as I'm about to resign myself to another cup of the now lukewarm tea, the saloon doors swing open with a cheerful jingle. Nila strides in, her scales glowing with an almost incandescent joy, as if the rain outside has infused her with some kind of magical cheer. Morning, everyone. You look happier than usual. I have many reasons to be happy. Nila closes her eyes while raising her chin. The sound of the rain always makes me have the most peaceful sleep. Lucky. Nila looks confused. Clearly she didn't read the mood of the room before saying those words. Anyway, Xenon, I will need you to be fully alert to the compass today. As you can guess, the sea during a storm might set us off route. Fuck me. I'm barely awake. Is it going to be a staying awake minigame where I have to, like, button mash? I'll drink the rest of my tea in one sip, knowing that it won't keep me awake like a coffee would. Sir, could you bring me a coffee in a few minutes? I can't do that, Giovannato. It's not like I don't want to or anything, but if I lose my balance with the wet deck while holding a mug with coffee, it might cause an accident. Fuck me sideways. You didn't have a good sleep last night. I'm losing my shit. How can't she notice how tired we are? We could barely stay in our bunks last night. I was gripping the frame of the bunk with my tail, and even that wasn't enough. At least you're not on the top bunk. Imagine how I was trying not to fall from it. I ate my last bruschetta, chewing as slow as possible. Well, I'll see if I can find some rope for tonight. Please do. Rope for what now? Nothing. Let's just go to the wheelhouse. I'm going to be grumpy until I can have a nap or something. We leave the saloon with me tumbling from side to side with each step as I try to keep my balance. You have to wiggle the joystick to not fall asleep, QTE. As soon as we get into the wheelhouse, the first thing I notice is the windows totally fogged. Morning. Good day, Uncle. Son, is everything all right? Son? Let him be. He didn't have a nice night. It's going to be a fun day for both of you then. See you at night. Bye. Without saying a word, I stumble through the wheelhouse, my legs feeling like they're wadding through molasses, every step an exercise in concentration. I collapse into the basic wooden chair, its simple design and hard surface a stark contrast to the comfort I desperately crave. That really felt like an AI-ism. Are you sure you'll be able to work today? No. I glance at Nila from my seat, catching a fleeting glimpse of her furrowed brow and the tension in her shoulders. Why don't you rest for a while? Even though she's trying to mask her concern with a steady focus on the wheel, the worry in her eyes is unmistakable. Can I really rest? Her lips pressed into a tight line, a flash of indecision crossing her face. She knows, and I know, that the storm outside is intensifying, and the compass is crucial to navigating through the rain. After a tense pause, she lets out a quiet sigh, her shoulders relaxing just slightly. Fine, but I'll wake you up constantly to check on the route. Is that okay with you? I nod gratefully, allowing myself to sink into the chair's hard surface, the rain outside providing a soothing rhythm as I let exhaustion finally pull me under. Wake up! I jolted awake, disoriented and groggy, my head lolling to one side as I blinked through the haze of sleep. Nila's gentle shake had roused me, and I found her peering down with a mixture of concern and amusement. I hope you had a nice sleep. I need you to check the route. I try to push myself upright, my limbs feeling like they're tangled in cobwebs. What time is it? I slept for like 10 minutes. Ugh. You've been moving on this vector for 10 minutes, right? Oui. Turn 2 degrees to the north. Nila flashes a reassuring smile, her scales catching what little light there is as she gently taps my shoulder. You can go back to sleep now. I nod weakly, trying to focus, but the rhythmic sway of the ship and the steady murmur of the storm are lulling me back into drowsiness. My eyelids feel like lead, and despite my best efforts, they keep drifting closed. I'm jolted awake once more, this time by the gentle nudge from Nila's tail, which brushes against my shoulder with a soft, rhythmic tap. Anon. I blink blearily, struggling to shake off the haze of sleep that's clinging to me like a heavy blanket. I'm awake. For how long have we been following this course? Nearly an hour. 1 degree to the south now. I doubt I can sleep again with how moved the sea is right now. Do you mind if I go get a coffee? Get one for me as well. Watching you is getting me sleepy. Standing up from the chair alone might as well take the rest of my energy. Huh. Sweet primordial dragon, are you really okay? No, I'll go get the coffee. I stumble my way to the door of the wheelhouse, my legs threatening to give way with every step. I catch a glimpse of Nila's concerned eyes, her gaze softening as she watches me struggle to maintain my balance. Ugh. Why am I more tired than usual? I spent nights without sleeping before, but never felt this exhausted before. Anyway, I approach the small kitchen, my legs feeling like they're made of jelly. 2 cups of coffee, please. Who are you talking to? I turn around to see the chef behind me and not in his usual small kitchen. To myself, I guess. You really look like shit. Chef glances up, his brow furrowing with concern as he takes in my ragged state. I feel like shit. I'll brew you a coffee, but you should rest. After saying that, he gets inside the kitchen and immediately puts the coffee pot on the stove. Notifications again. And they don't mean anything. Alright. I was thinking about yesterday. I really don't have the energy to deal with this right now. Not I would have wanted Nila's happiness. I'm sorry for overreacting. Huh? For once, I'm not eating a cannonball to the face from the chef's anger. Well, what do you mean? It's so new to me to see my little one having a friend. I'm sorry for overreacting. I nod slowly, trying to process his words through the haze of my groggy state. The steam from the coffee pot rises, and I can't help but feel a flicker of relief at the chef's change of heart. Here you go. I take a grateful sip, the rich, bitter taste jolting me awake just enough to catch the full weight of his apology. It was just a misunderstanding. Still, hell, I shouldn't even be angry for seeing my little one getting a boyfriend. Wait, I thought it was. I thought we were just friends. Now it's boyfriend. Oh boy, where is the consistency? Music stops. As the chef's words sink in, I take a sip of the steaming coffee, but the unexpected twist in his apology makes me choke. I sputter, hot liquid spraying out and hitting the floor in a spatter of dark brown. My throat burns, and I'm left standing there, gasping for air, the mug almost slipping from my grasp. Oh, don't make me clean that. I wipe my mouth, trying to steady my breath and process his words. I'm not her boyfriend. What do you mean? Aren't you her friend? Yes, but then realization hits me hard, and I'm taken aback by the gravity of the misunderstanding. Never mind. At least my brain is finally awake. Alright, Nila's coffee. By the way, sir, Nila also wants a coffee. Finish yours first. Like I told you earlier, walking on the deck with this rain while holding something hot in your hands is dangerous. At least just carry one at a time. I stare down at the coffee in my cup. Its once steaming surface now a tumultuous mess after spitting it out of my mouth, mirroring the ship's wild rocking. One big sip, and done. You look better now. I guess I regained some energy. Chef takes the empty cup from my hands and passes me one for Nila. Be careful on your way back. Clutch the steaming cup of coffee like a lifeline. My grip as firm as I can manage despite the ship's relentless rocking. Wooden floorboards creak and shift beneath me, making each step a careful balancing act as I try not to fall on the table with the coffee. Jet lag, but boat. When I push open the door to the wheelhouse, the shift in atmosphere is instantly reassuring. My clothes are only faintly damp from the brief exposure to the rain, and the cozy warmth inside is a welcome contrast to the chill of the soon-to-be a storm outside. You look better. Let's just say the coffee helped me wake up. That fast? Totally. Not that I choked on it or anything. What? Nothing. Here's yours. I carefully approach her, offering the steaming coffee with a nod of thanks. She takes the coffee from my hands using her tail. Nila accepts it with a genuine smile, her attention briefly diverting from the wheel. I check the compass and the charts while she takes a sip of coffee. You got deviated a lot. I'm trying not to get hit by the side waves, but it's nearly impossible. So what do you suggest? We'd have to go around the storm if we want a gentler trip. Does it really matter at this point? Nope, not at all. 6 degrees to the south. I settle into the fixed chair, feeling its solid support as the ship rocks gently. From this vantage point, I can't help but admire Nila. She handles the wheel with practiced ease, her gaze steady as she navigates through the tempest. What really catches my eye, though, is the way she deftly balances a steaming cup of coffee with her tail, never faltering even as the ship lurches and sways. It's a remarkable display of skill and control, and I find myself mesmerized by her grace. I was thinking... Huh? Nothing. She was about to say something, her mouth opening in mid-sentence, but then she fell silent, her eyes focusing intently on the ship's course. The pause hangs in the air, as elusive as the scent of her coffee, and my curiosity tugs at me, urging me to ask, "What were you thinking?" What were you thinking? As she grips the wheel with confident ease, her tail still curled around the coffee cup, a sudden blush spreads across her cheeks, a shade of pink that seems almost out of place against her usual composed demeanor. I watch as her gaze flickers away, her eyes momentarily clouded with a mixture of embarrassment and something else I can't quite pinpoint. "It's nothing," I said. "You were blushing." "Oh, shut up." I can feel my father's mustache growing on my face once again. "You know, your scales betray your emotions. It's not the first time this has happened." "You know what else is going to betray me? My own self-control. Once I slap you so hard, I'm going to turn your face into pudding." "I like pudding." "Me too." "Ah, fine. I was thinking that for our next day off, we should do something else besides reading." "Like what?" "I don't know yet. That's why I said it was nothing." "I'm up for whatever. It's not like we have much to do here anyway. 2 degrees of the north." Nila finishes her coffee with a final sip, her tail gently placing the empty cup on the small table next to me. She lets out a contented sigh, a subtle relaxation settling over her. I watch her, my gaze lingering as she stretches her back, arching slightly with a graceful fluidity that speaks of both relief and readiness. I shift in my chair, stretching my own limbs and letting out a soft, satisfied groan. No CG? Me not paying attention to the conversation, deciding if I should say "huh" for the 5th time in a row, or just awkwardly laugh. Why did Anon have a mustache for a bit? Well, he said something about his dad's mustache, so there you go. It's lunchtime. Want me to take the wheel for a while? Do you feel capable? Not really. I like your honesty. I guess I'll go get our food then. Nah, grab the wheel. But don't worry, it will only be for a few moments. Besides, I don't lose my balance as easily as you. Just like that, she leaves the wheelhouse without saying anything else. The wind's howling outside, and I can hear the rain hammering the roof of our wheelhouse, creating a relentless drumming sound that only adds to my unease. I guess there's no backing away now. Feeling slightly nervous, I grab the wheel. After all, it'll only be a few moments, won't it? The ship's jolting and swaying, and I'm gripping the wheel like it's a lifeline. Nila sure made it look easy. The wheel feels cool and solid beneath my hands, but it's getting harder to keep a steady course each second. The light storm outside thrums against the ship, a steady rhythm of rain and wind that makes the wheel tug and pull with a mind of its own. The sound of thunder rumbles in the distance, mixing with my growing unease. How far away are we from the storm in reality? While living in the city, it was easy to tell when a storm was approaching, but here I have no visual references. Having fun? Nila enters the wheelhouse while carrying our portions of food while perfectly maintaining her balance. Can't say that I am. It's like trying to fight the ship rather than piloting it. You get used to it, eventually. Nila sinks into the fixed chair of the wheelhouse with a sigh of relief, while holding both of our plates. She leaves my portion on the table, and immediately after, she digs into her plate. Let me finish my portion, and I'll take the wheel. She's already halfway through her meal, looking surprisingly at ease despite the storm outside. Aren't you worried of the weather getting worse? Not really. I've experienced worse conditions than this one. Right. She takes a leisurely bite and then glances over at me with a grin. Are you scared? Kinda. Her words hit harder than I expected, making my stomach clench. Don't worry, this is a strong ship, not to mention that it's already survived multiple storms. But what about an iceberg? If you say so. You don't trust me? I do, but it's the first time I experienced something like this. You can't expect me to be this calm. It's going to get it's going to get worse later. Oh, come on! Huh? Huh? At least the rain is animated. Yeah, now I notice it. A couple of hours later, the storm outside is still raging, and the rain slashing against the windows to the wind, and the wind howling with relentless fury. We finally finish our shifts, and I'm practically slumped in the chair, worn out from the constant battle with the wheel. Nila, on the other hand, seems to be her usual self calm and collected, having weathered many storms before. See, I told you it was going to get worse. Shush. Don't shush me. Anyways, we're done for the day. I guess after dinner I'll go directly to my cabin. You look like you need to rest. I doubt I can with the ship moving like this. Try to rest, okay? She pats my shoulder with her tail as I stand from the chair. Captain enters the wheelhouse, his gray scales glistening with droplets of rain. His beard speckled with silver is damp and tousled. He shakes off the water as he enters. I hate the rain. Makes me look older than I am. Without wasting a second, he positions himself at the wheel. Looks like you've been holding things down. As usual, the storm's still holding strong, but we kept her on course. You call this a strong storm? I was trying to be nice with Anon. Oh, sorry, son. It doesn't matter anymore. Anyways, get some rest. You'll need it for tomorrow. Good night, Uncle. Night. Night, sir. Honestly, I don't even care if the ship moves while I try to sleep. I'm so exhausted that I might just become a caterpillar in its cocoon with the sheets. Huh? Huh? The room is nearly empty, save for a single massive table that dominates the space. The table, usually a hive of activity, now stretches out like a barren expanse. The relentless motion of the ship, swaying with the tempest, seems to have driven most of the passengers to seek refuge in their quarters. The captain's pipe always been smoking in every scene he's in. He's either a living locomotive or speedrunning lung cancer. I don't think they've discovered cancer back then. They just die without knowing. Ugh. I can't help but wish the table was this empty every day. So are you going to eat here or at your cabin? Here, at least I can somehow maintain my balance while sitting. I'll give you company then. instead of sitting in front of me like I'm used to. She sits next to me resting her head on the palm of her hand. What's on your mind? Nothing, I'm just tired. I didn't sleep last night, remember? Right, I forgot. But after eating, you'll be able to rest. I guess. I feel the weight of exhaustion pressing down on me. A thick fog that makes every minute stretch longer. Nila's presence is a quiet comfort, her steady breath a contrast to the chaotic world outside. To think that she is so calm and energetic in a situation like this, well, I couldn't sleep at all nor rest. You look like you've been wrestling with the dead, Giovannido. I hope this meal will bring you back to the land of the living. The chef places a hearty portion of stew in front of me, the savory scent momentarily lifting the fog of fatigue from my mind. Although the stew, just like me, is trying to find balance while at the same time trying to stay inside the plate. I'm not dead yet. I manage a tired smile, feeling the first real hint of relief as the warmth of the food starts to dispel the chill that had settled deep in my bones. I lift my spoon and take a tentative taste, only to find that the dish falls surprisingly flat. It's not terrible, but it lacks the usual depth of flavor that the chef's meals are known for. What's wrong? Nothing. I glance at Nila, who raises an eyebrow watching me eat the first spoon of stew. Nila picks up her spoon and takes a careful sip of the stew, her expression inscrutable as she chews thoroughly. I watch her face for any sign of reaction, but she maintains a neutral demeanor, clearly trying not to offend the chef. Something ain't right here. No, everything is perfect. Good as usual, sir. It's a new experience of flavor, that's all. Chef's face flushes with mock indignation as he snatches the spoon from Nila's hand and takes a taste himself. I forgot the salt. It's good. No, it's not good, and you know it. It's good, really. The chef's disbelief is evident in his skeptical gaze. Yeah, I told you he didn't season his food. These skinnies don't season their food. The air thickens with an awkward honesty, and as he heads back to the kitchen, his determination to improve is palpable. Do you think we hurt his feelings? Definitely. As we dig into the stew, the flavors, though lacking, are somewhat comforting after a long, grueling day. The rhythmic clinking of our spoons against the bowls is the only sound for a moment, until faint noises from the kitchen breaks the silence. Oh boy. From a distance, we can hear the chef's muffled voice, punctuated by colorful curses and frustrated thumps. Through the walls, we can hear the clatter of pots and pans, his frustration unmistakable. Nila and I share a look of understanding, our amusement tinged with empathy. The chef emerges from his small kitchen, looking slightly disheveled, but with a determined glint in his eye. He carries 2 new plates of food, their simple, comforting aroma a stark contrast to the earlier stew. With a nod of apology and a hint of pride, he sets the plates down before us. A pair of thick, buttered slices of toast and a generous portion of scrambled eggs. Uncle, you didn't have to prepare more food. It's compensation. Also, no one else on the ship has showed up for dinner. At least let me make you enjoy the dinner. Thank you, sir. The chef goes back to his secluded space. Clearly, he's going to try to fix the stew. Nila and I continue eating the stew, our spoons moving methodically as we navigate the blandness. Occasionally, our mutual discontent surfaces in light-hearted pokes each time one of us bites into a particularly unremarkable spoonful. We playfully nudge or poke the other, our frustrations easing through shared amusement. The bites are gentle, almost like an inside joke between us, a way to cope with the less than stellar meal. Despite the stew's shortcomings, our laughter and easy banter makes the evening more bearable, turning a mundane dinner into a shared experience that strengthens our bond as friends. As we finish the last of the stew, our spoonfuls clinking against the bowls with finality, Nila and I glance to each other with a mix of relief and curiosity. The simple toast and scrambled eggs that the chef had brought in earlier sit untouched on the table, their simplicity a tempting contrast to the earlier disappointment. I lift a piece of toast, examining it with a thoughtful expression, and Nila does the same, her eyes reflecting in a similar consideration. Should we? With a playful grin, she reaches over and nabs a piece of toast from my hand, taking a decisive bite. I'm momentarily taken aback, the surprise of her action making me blink. Bite her toast back. What the hell? Bite the toast back. I reach over and snag a piece of toast from her hand, taking a bite myself. The unexpected turn of events makes us both burst into laughter. Our arms remained entangled, adding a touch of playful intimacy to the moment. The warmth of the toast, coupled with the laughter and the closeness of our intertwined arms, turns the evening into a joyful memory, making the earlier discomfort seem like a distant, trivial concern. As we continue to nibble on each other's toast, our laughter gradually subsides into contented smiles. Once the toast is gone, we both glance at the remaining plate of scrambled eggs, which now feels like an afterthought. I don't think I can eat any more. Me neither. I guess I'll take the scrambled eggs with me. My cabin mate likes them. You can give her mine as well. Nila combines our portion of eggs in a single plate as she leaves the table. See you tomorrow. Rest well. See you. Time to go to my cabin as well. As I push open the creaking door to our cabin, the sound of the storm rages outside, shaking the ship with every thunderous gust. I step inside, shaking off the chill from the ship's draft, and find Max curled up in her bunk. Her eyes are closed, but the tension in her posture betrays her restlessness as the ship heaves through the storm. Hey, how are you holding up? Weren't you supposed to knock on the door first? I forgot, but I have something for you. She sits up slowly, her gaze fixed on me with a mix of exhaustion and anticipation. What is it? Come on, don't be grumpy. I brought you some scrambled eggs from the saloon. Her eyes widen in delight, and a genuine smile spreads across her face as she takes the plate from my hands. I swear I wanted to go to the saloon, but I'm so tired that I said, why eat when I can just rest? That's not healthy. The sight of her savoring her favorite comfort food amidst the storm makes the whole ordeal seem a little bit more bearable. How was your day? My arms hurt, shoulder hurt, back hurts, everything hurts. Aren't you at the wheelhouse the whole day? Trust me, handling the wheel during normal conditions is fine. Today, however... Fine, I get it. We all felt it. If you excuse me, I'm gonna get some sleep. Rest well, and thanks for the eggs. I quietly make my way to the top bunk. Every muscle in my body feels like lead, weighed down by exhaustion. I reach up, grasping at the edge of the ladder with a sigh, and pull myself up slowly. Each step feels like a small victory, my limbs protesting with every movement. Finally, I collapse into the mattress, pulling the thin blanket over me. I recall the chef's words from earlier in the day about rolling and adapting to the waves rather than fighting it. Pow! We never got that sleep. Nope. An hour later, I'm still struggling to find solid rest. The ship's erratic movements continuing to disrupt my attempts to sleep. Eyes flick open intermittently as I stare up at the planks of the ceiling, each one creaking and groaning in rhythm with the ship's movements. I focus on the steady rise and fall of Max's breathing below, using it as a soothing anchor. I'm surprised she managed to fall asleep. Go for a walk. Oh boy. This imaginary miso soup could use a bit more salt. I just noticed in the background Max is there on the lower bunk before the sprite comes in. Oh no, two Maxes. They're what is it? Splitting. I feel like you could go for a walk would happen upon something. And I think like trying to go to sleep would just skip the day. I don't know. I guess I could go for a walk. I swing my legs over the edge of the bunk and gingerly climb down the ladder, careful not to disturb Max's slumber. I'm slightly jealous of her being able to sleep. Ah, my best friend aboard the ship. Couch. Damn, I love this couch. I lean back, letting out a slow breath, and stare at the table, trying to clear my racing thoughts. The ship's sway here is a subtle, almost soothing rhythm, and for the first time tonight, I feel a flicker of calm as I settle into the unexpected comfort of the couch. Falling asleep here doesn't sound like a bad idea, but it will get cold in no time. Is it just me, or does the couch move less than my bunk? I mean, they don't move around at all, but the waves don't feel as strong as they were in my bunk. Just as I begin to relax onto the couch, a soft creak of a door catches my attention. The chef emerges from his cabin, carrying an oil lamp that casts a warm, flickering glow through the common area. He pauses, noticing me sprawled out on the couch with a curious look. "Giovanato, what are you doing?" "Trying to fall asleep." "Here?" "Better than my bunk for sure. You realize if you catch a cold here, or worse, pneumonia, there's no doctors or hospital nearby, right?" "I better get back to my cabin then." "You should, yeah, you should, unless you want to come help me. Under normal circumstances, I would gladly help you, but I'm really tired." "You can give me company if you want, then." "You going fishing again?" "No, I'll just make the breakfast for everyone and then I'll go to sleep." "Breakfast at this hours? At this hours?" "Not many people come to eat dinner today, so I had to throw the stew away. Shame." We both know he tried to get rid of the evidence. "What's for breakfast, by the way?" "Pizza." "Pizza for breakfast? Odd. I bet it won't be popular in the future." "What can I say? Nana's sauce combines well with the pizza." "My arms are tired, but I could make you company. Also, I'd like some tea." "Go pick up that waterproof thingy I gave you." "Be right back." We're at the 2-hour mark, so we'll probably end it by the next day. "Well, I'll just leave the dough ready. No point in picking at the toppings now." "I guess." The chef sets his ingredients down with a clatter and starts to arrange them methodically. "Flour, yeast, salt, water, and a bit of sugar." "Olive oil?" "Right, olive oil." I watch, intrigued, as he begins preparing the dough as I taught him, the steady rhythm of his movements already calming the uneasy feeling brought on by the ship's restless rocking. "If I may ask, which toppings are you going to use?" "I haven't decided yet, but I like the one with basil." "Basil is always the best." "I don't know, it reminded me of Nana's cooking." The way he spoke about her with such reverence and warmth paints her as more than just a grandmother, almost like a beacon of comfort and tradition in his life. Sir, don't take me wrong. I respect you, but I must ask. Ask away. You always mention your grandmother. What happened to your mother? The question hangs in the air with a long pause. The faintest hint of a smile plays at the corners of his mouth. Nana is my mother. I never met my real mother. Nana was the one who raised me, the one who taught me everything I know, the one who was there for me when no one else was. I see. Nana told me that my mother had disappeared one day after visiting her with me. Oh. But like I said before, the one that was there for me was Nana, not my mother. I shouldn't have asked. Don't worry, I don't hold any hard feelings towards her. The weight of his words settles over me, and I shift uncomfortably on the bench. The storm outside seems to amplify the silence between us, making me acutely aware of the delicate personal nature of his story. I feel a pang of awkwardness, unsure of how to respond to such an intimate revelation, and find myself fumbling for the right words to offer comfort or empathy. By the way, Giovannido, is there any good cheese that would settle good with the pizza? Ones I've always tried had mozzarella cheese, I think. I told you before that I have a vague memories of it. Mozzarella, I think it was mozzarella. What a surprise, I have 2 wheels of mozzarella. Didn't you say you only had Gouda? No, I said that I had Gouda cheese, nothing else. Fair enough. I'm mesmerized by his skillful handling of the dough. His hands move with effortless precision, folding and kneading with a rhythm that's both hypnotic and impressive. To think that I taught him to make that dough only once, and with a brief explanation, he already mastered how to make a good pizza dough. It's as if he took my simple instructions and elevated them, turning what was once a beginner's skill into a true art form. I think this will be enough for at least 10 or so pizzas. Do you think the dough will grow big enough with the current weather? It's kind of cold. You have a point. We both pause, the warmth of the saloon contrasting sharply with the storm's chill outside. The chef looks thoughtfully at the dough, his brow furrowed in contemplation. We stand there for a few minutes, the rhythmic sound of the storm outside providing a backdrop to our quiet pondering. I guess I could take the dough to the boilers. Wouldn't that be overkill? I would cook the pizza in no time. The boilers are like a supersized oven. To let it rest there. I guess that could work. Yeah, I think I'll do that. And I guess I'll go try to sleep now. Want a glass of whiskey? Sometimes a glass helps. Whiskey? I've never tried it before. My father always says that it tastes like shoe. Why does he know how a shoe tastes like? Good point. Sure, let's try it. The chef pours a golden brown liquid into a small glass and passes it to me. It's not top quality, but I use it for my food sometimes. The first sip is a revelation. My taste buds recoil in shock, and I can't help but think, is this what it feels like to lick an old wooden fence? The whiskey's initial bite is like a punch in the face, and the aftertaste seems to linger like a stubborn guest who refuses to leave. Cough, cough, this is terrible. Drink it in one go. Come on now, don't be a chicken. I look at the glass, its contents now seeming more intimidating than ever, but not in reluctant agreement. I take a deep breath, brace myself, and tilt the glass to my lips. As the whiskey flows down my throat, the fiery sensation hits me like a blazing comet. My eyes widen in disbelief as the warmth spreads from my chest to my stomach, and I stifle a cough. The intense flavor clings to my palate like a mischievous prankster, and I can't help but grimace. I set the empty glass down with a sigh of relief, feeling like I just wrestled with a bear. I don't want to drink that thing ever again. Rest well, Giovannido. You too, sir. With that, I leave the place. I try to walk one step, only to find my legs feeling like they turned to jelly. Oh, it hit that fast, huh? Each step is a wobbly adventure as I try to navigate the saloon, my balance skewed by the sudden intoxication. Damn, that was a strong drink. The room seems to tilt and sway with each step, a sensation that only amplifies the ship's creaking beneath my feet. How can pirates be drunk all the time while being aboard a ship as well? After what feels like an epic journey, I finally manage my way to the common area of the cabins. The short distance between the saloon and the common area, barely a flight of stairs, feels like an entire marathon. Each step up the stairs was a trial of its own, my grip on the railing as firm as my resolve to avoid the graceless tumble. Tumbles the stair dragon? I reach the common area, breathing a sigh of relief as I collapse onto one of the plush couches. The gentle rocking of the ship feels oddly soothing now, a gentle lullaby compared to the overwhelming warmth of the whiskey. I glance towards my cabin, just a few steps away, but the distance seems to stretch infinitely as the effects of the whiskey intensify. The whiskey's effect have wrapped me in a warm, disorienting embrace, turning the common area into a big open space. I chuckle to myself, realizing I'm essentially stranded here, like a shipwrecked sailor marooned on a sofa. I can't help but wonder if I'll ever make it to my cabin, or if I'll end up camping out here for the night. As I sink deeper into the couch, the warmth of the whiskey mingling with the soft cushions, I remember the chef's words from earlier. He had mentioned that sleeping in the common area with the temperatures dropping could make me sick. There's no doctor on the ship to tend to any ailments. A shiver runs through me, not from the cold, but from the realization that I might be in a precarious situation if I don't get to my cabin soon. Max steps out of the cabin with a sleepy stretch, heading towards the bathroom. She spots me slumped on the couch and pauses, her eyes widening with concern. What are you doing out here? Trying to get cabin. Trying to get cabin? Trying to get to the cabin. Drank whiskey and now I feel weak. Max's expression softens as she takes in the sight of me struggling to stay upright. Without hesitation, she strides over and offers a steadying hand. With her support, I manage to rise unsteadily from the couch. She wraps an arm around me, guiding me with reassuring firmness as we walk to the door of the cabin. I think you can manage it from here. I need to use the toilet. Rest well. I finally got to the cabin. But as I take in the sight of the small room, a fresh wave of realization hits me. I still have to climb up to my bunk. The bunk above looks impossibly high, and the alcohol still blurs my sense of balance. Each rung seems to wobble and shaft as I take a deep breath, trying to steady myself. I grasp the ladder with both hands, my grip shaky as I attempt to climb. The rungs feel uneven under my feet, and I can't help but wince at how difficult it is to coordinate my movements. My legs feel like lead, and the climb up seems to stretch on forever. I pause halfway up, breathing heavily and gripping the ladder for dear life, hoping Max will return soon before I lose my precarious hold. Finally. Now my eyelids feel like lead. I wake up to the ship's hull slamming against the waves, each jolt reverberating through my pounding head. The bunk creaks under me as I shift, trying to find some semblance of comfort, but the storm outside and the after effects of last night's whiskey make it nearly impossible. My mouth is dry, and my body feels heavier than usual, like the storm is pulling me down along with it. As I peer down through the narrow gap between the bunks, I catch Max's gaze. Hey, did you rest? Surprisingly, I did. I grip the edge of my bunk, trying to brace myself as the ship lurches again, and I wonder how much longer this storm and this headache will last. I could say the same. I fell asleep out of pure exhaustion. Max shifts in her bunk, pushing herself upright with a fluid grace that makes me momentarily forget the storm outside. She glances up at me, a playful smirk tugging at the corner of her mouth despite the turbulence. Could you turn around? I'm never around when she changes clothes, so I understand why she would ask me to turn around. I have to say, drinking a glass of whiskey before sleeping was like getting slapped with an iron pan. You were barely even walking, mate. My hangover makes everything seem sluggish and disjointed as I stare at the wall, listening to the soft rustle of fabric and the occasional creak of the ship. Honestly, I can't even remember how we got here last night. Okay, you can turn around now. As I turn around, I catch a glimpse of her standing there, the sunlight from the window making the fabric shimmer. Must be nice to have multiple spare clothes. I push myself off the bunk and drop lightly to the floor, careful not to lose my balance with the ship's sudden moves. Well, at least you fixed the issue by washing your clothes. My biggest problem is when the clothes don't dry in time and they feel slightly humid. I pick up the bucket from beside my bunk, its metal handle cold against my fingers. The now half bar of soap sits at the bottom, worn down from use but still sturdy enough to get the job done. Do you have any plans for today? Not really. I already listed everything on the cargo area like the second day I started working on it. So what have you been doing this whole time? Max looks up from where she's been piling her worn clothes neatly on the bench. She doesn't say a word, but starts whistling a light, playful tune. What have you been doing? The melody is upbeat and strangely familiar, as if she's teasing me with some private joke. I raise an eyebrow, bemused. You've been fooling around, haven't you? Who knows? She just shrugs, still whistling, her eyes twinkling with the kind of secrecy that makes me more curious. I could spill the beans to the first mate. Nah, you wouldn't do that. Why do you think I wouldn't? Because I'm cute. Since when? Max playfully jabs my shoulder with my question. Need water for the bucket? Would you mind? I'm still having some side effects after drinking whiskey. Damn, you're a featherweight when it comes to alcohol, aren't you? Probably. Never drank something like that before. Max leaves the cabin with the bucket while I take my time to adapt to the ship's violent sway. I guess today is going to be as rough as yesterday. Now that I see the sea through the window, was the water always this dark? What are you doing? Have you seen the water lately? What about it? It's just dark. Well, I'm not an expert or anything, but wouldn't that be because there's barely any light lately? Just take a peek through the window. That's just cruel. Why? Ahem. Max does a gesture with her hand, passing it over her head in the window. Oh, she can't reach it. I'm not going to jump to have a peek at the sea. Anyways, here's your bucket. Max sets down the heavy bucket with a soft thud, and the cool water inside splashing against the sides. She gives me a knowing smile before retreating to her bunk. Aren't you going to eat breakfast? What do you think we are going to eat? Wait. What do you think we are going to eat for breakfast? I don't know. I hope it's not toast again. You were there! You were there! I don't know. I hope it's not toast again. I like toast. Me too, but I wouldn't. But I would like something else. Like Hell, I don't even know what I want. The maid of our manor used to make some amazing custards. Custards, huh? I pull out the clothes from the day before, my underwear, pants, and finally a shirt. And whoosh. Scrubbing clothes has become a natural thing for me by now. You don't like custards? I'm not saying that I don't like them, it's just that I wouldn't consider it a breakfast. Yeah, I bet a breakfast with you would be just plain eggs. Yep. Predictable. What do you mean? Scrambled eggs for breakfast, an omelet for lunch, and fried eggs for dinner. Boiled eggs. Egg salad. Okay, I get it. Huh. Don't you have anything better to do besides teasing me? Alright, sorry, I couldn't remember it due to the alcohol, but the chef is making pizza for breakfast. Pizza for breakfast? I hope that doesn't become something common in the future. I can't imagine people eating pizza for breakfast. Well, I just finished my clothes, so I'm going to head out to eat breakfast. What about you? I want to eat at the cargo area. Why's that? There's something I have to do. Okay then, I'll see you at dinner, I guess. Laters. Laters, really. Alright, I'm gonna call it on this one for sure. I'll hit the main menu. I went 18 minutes overboard. When will we get the Anon background with the chef story? Anon freezes to death because you're not supposed to drink in the cold. The alcohol inside me burned brighter than the car crash around me. Oh no, drinking and driving on the boat. Yeah, well, I don't know if I want to shoot for Friday or next Monday. I know if I put it up to the vote, this'll win every time. I'm not even going to bother with a vote. Max, you're hanging out with time travelers. People eat pizza even at midnight. Yeah, I know, right? Well, if it's not Friday we're doing this, it'll be next Monday for sure. I'm not throwing this to vote, because people just vote for it anyway. Nila sweep is real, that's true. I don't know when I'm going to get to the other mod. Was it Little Star? Maybe that can be, I don't know. Maybe next week sometime? It depends. We'll figure it out as we go. There's no rush. I'm gonna get ready for bed then. Or just take it easy. Wednesday will be... what's its face? That snake mod thing for Wani or whatever. Dancing Towards Tomorrow. That'll be Wednesday. I'll finish that up, and then Friday will be either this or... I don't know, maybe we'll just take a break till Monday. It all depends on how things go, so... I'm gonna go to bed, or get ready to just chill. Have a good one.